Hello students, welcome to Toppscholars, the smart learning app. Are you bored of reading your textbooks and doing written practice? Well, you can get excited to do something new today. You can check how well you have revised just by a click. Let us first revise adjectives and its formation briefly. Adjectives are words that describe nouns and pronouns. They can tell us about the shape, size, color, texture, smell, taste, sound, feeling or origin of a noun or pronoun. Example, the big dog barked loudly. The red ball rolled down the hill. The soft blanket kept me warm. The delicious cake melted in my mouth. Adjectives can be formed from nouns, verbs, and other adjectives by adding suffixes. Now, let's see how adjectives are formed from nouns, verbs, and other adjectives. Adjective formed from a noun. Noun, creation. Adjective, creative. Adjective formed from a verb. Verb, excite. Adjective, exciting. Adjective formed from another adjective. Adjective, good. Adjective, better. Now, get ready to check how well you have understood your formation of adjectives. Attempt this quiz and test your mastery over the topic. Read the instructions carefully. Duration 10 minutes. Maximum marks 10. You have to finish the test in 10 minutes. Each correct answers get you 1 mark. Each question has 4 options, of which only 1 is correct. Check solution after attempting each question with the explanation. You can view your score at the end of the test. So, let's start. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate adjective formed from the given noun, verb, or another adjective from the given options. Question 1. Fill in the blank with the appropriate adjective formed from the noun hope. She was dashed that her future will be bright. Option A, hopeful. Option B, hoping. Option C, to hope, or option D, more hopeful. The correct answer is option A, hopeful. The adjective hopeful is formed from the noun hope by adding the suffix full. Option B, hoping, is a verb, not an adjective. Option C, to hope, is an infinitive phrase, not an adjective. Option D, more hopeful, is the comparative form of the adjective hopeful, but it is not correct in this context because the question is asking for the adjective form of the noun hope. Question 2. Fill in the blank with the appropriate adjective formed from the verb dream. She had a dash look on her face. Option A, dreamy. Option B, dreaming. Option C, to dream. Or option D, more dreamy. The correct answer is option A, dreamy. The adjective dreamy is formed from the verb dream by adding the suffix y. Option B, dreaming, is the verb, not an adjective. Option C, to dream, is an infinitive phrase, not an adjective. Option D, more dreamy, is the comparative form of the adjective dreamy, but it is not correct in this context because the question is asking for the adjective form of the verb dream. Third question. Fill in the blank with the appropriate adjective formed from the noun happiness. The dash puppy wagged its tail excitedly. Option A, happily. Option B, happier. Option C, happy. Or option D, to be happy. The correct answer is option C, happy. The adjective happy is formed from the noun happiness. Option A, happily, is an adverb, not an adjective. Option B, to be happy, is an infinitive phrase, not an adjective. Option B, happier, is grammatically incorrect here. The correct comparative form of the adjective happy is happier. Fill in the blank with the appropriate adjective formed from the noun imagination. The dash artist created beautiful paintings. Option A, more imaginative. Option B, imagining. Option C, to imagine, or option D, imaginative. The correct answer is D, imaginative. The adjective imaginative is formed from the noun imagination by adding the suffix tive. Option B, imagining, is a verb, not an adjective. Option C, to imagine, is an infinitive phrase, not an adjective. Option A, more imaginative, is the comparative form of the adjective imaginative. But it is not correct in this context because the question is asking for the adjective form of the noun imagination. Next question, fill in the blank with the appropriate adjective formed from the verb excite. The dash roller coaster ride made my heart race. Option A, excitingly. Option B, exciting. Option C, to excite, or option D, more exciting. The correct answer is B, exciting. The adjective exciting is formed from the verb excite by adding the suffix ing. Option A, excitingly, is an adverb, not an adjective. Option C, to excite, is an infinitive phrase, not an adjective. Option D, more exciting, is the comparative form of the adjective exciting. But it is not correct in this context because question is asking for the adjective form of the verb excite. Sixth question, fill in the blank with the appropriate adjective formed from the adjective good. The dash student always gets good grades in school as compared to other good students in class. Option A, good. Option B, better. Option C, best, or D, more good. The correct answer is option B, better. The adjective better is the comparative form of the adjective good. It is used to compare two things. In this case, the student is being compared to other students in their class. Option A, good, is the positive form of the adjective. Option C, best, is the superlative form of the adjective. And option D, more good, is grammatically incorrect. The correct comparative form of the adjective good is better. Next question, fill in the blank with the appropriate adjective formed from the noun adventure. The dash trip was full of excitement and danger. Option A, adventurous. Option B, adventuring. Option C, to adventure, or option D, more adventurous. Correct answer is option A, adventurous. The adjective adventurous is formed from the noun adventure by adding the suffix ous. Option B, adventuring, is a verb, not an adjective. Option C, to adventure, is an infinitive phrase, not an adjective. Option D, more adventurous, is the comparative form of the adjective adventurous. But it is not correct in this context because the question is asking for the adjective form of the noun adventure. Next question. Fill in the blank with the appropriate adjective formed from the verb amaze. The dash magician performed interesting tricks. Option A, amazingly. Option B, amazing. Option C, to amaze. or option D, more amazing? Correct answer is amazing. The adjective amazing is formed from the verb amaze by adding the suffix ing. Option A, amazingly is an adverb, not an adjective. Option C, to amaze is an infinitive phrase, not an adjective. And option D, more amazing is the comparative form of the adjective amazing. But it is not correct in this context because the question is asking for the adjective form of the verb amaze. Ninth question. Fill in the blank with the appropriate adjective formed from the adjective big. The dash elephant weighed over 5,000 pounds. Option A, bigger. Option B, biggest. Option C, bigly. Or option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B, biggest. The adjective biggest is the superlative form of the adjective big. It is used to show which is the best, and superlative is always preceded by the. Option C, bigly is not a word used in English language. Option A, bigger is the comparative form of the adjective big. But it is not correct in this context because the question is asking for the superlative form of the adjective big. And the last question is, fill in the blank with the appropriate adjective formed from the noun music. The dash concert completely captivated the audience. Option A, musical. Option B, musically. Option C, to music. Or option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option A, musical. The adjective musical is formed from the noun music by adding the suffix ical. Option B, musically is an adverb, not an adjective. Option C, to music is an infinitive phrase, not an adjective. So, that's all for today. I hope you must have analyzed the depth of your understanding through this quiz. Stay tuned for more. Bye.